Josh.
Josh behind the camera, and Mark. So,
Do you mind me asking, tell me again where exactly we are located? What is this called?
this is, we're in the town of Unity, Maine,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the grounds that belong to the Common Ground Fair organization, which is part of the Maine Organic Farmers and Gardeners Association. And this is the
This
location.
is where they had their hand.
Yes, these grounds is where they have
It's just
their own-
recently.
has their own right there. No, it's been canceled for the past 2 years. So,
Oh, I see.
And that's because of COVID. It's really COVID that has taken away another Yeah. Yes.
So we have these are the ashes that we used, well, Stan's ashes, Loukie's ashes were buried previously. We've taken them up and brought them here today. So this will be a permanent place at the Common Ground Fair, and this will be here as a memorial for these two dear souls that we lost. So we've dug a little trench here, and we're going to begin our honoring them by sharing. If anyone would like to speak, say something about them or about this occasion and our coming together. Who would like to say something?
Meeting them confirmed I made a left turn and I saw them ahead. I kept going in that direction thanks to them.
So they changed your life in some way. Is that what you're
Oh,
saying?
absolutely.
Yeah, your left turn was a
Reaffirm.
your left turn
Reaffirm these
was the right
what I was
turn.
feeling and said, yeah, wow,
Yeah,
glad to have me on board.
good. Yeah. Thanks, Tom.
We miss them.
Yes.
Loukie and Stan were responsible for helping Bruce and I move to Maine. They helped us get a condo in their condo complex in Brunswick, and so they were instrumental in helping Bruce and I transition to the state in a healthy, welcoming way. We were always grateful for that.
Thanks, Mary Beth.
When Stan and Loukie came to Maine, they, my wife and Loukie worked together at the hospital in Waterville. That's how we got to know them. They came to our wedding, and a few years later I ended up working at the VA hospital and got to know Stan all that much better and been his friend ever since. Just a wonderful, positive, sane influence on my life and on other friends. And I just want to say a word also for Dan Hamilton and Debbie, who are also very good friends of Stan and Loukie and couldn't be here today. They're out of state, actually. And they felt that they were like their parents and the grandparents to their children for so many years as they were growing up, and that's how they feel about them. And they wanted that expressed today. And we all feel the loss of both of these huge people in our lives.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, John.
I'll just say that they set a wonderful example to me of how to live in a way that makes the world a better place. You know, to put it simply, that's really what their lives were about. And I'm just very grateful that they moved to Brunswick, so I had a chance to know them. And like you say, we'll take a piece of them with us. And So, and it's a good thing. Amen. Something? Don't touch the open.
I'll just add that I think this space is so fitting because this is the common ground. And they were very much of the people. And so I think just, so even in death, they will continue to touch people, and we have a place to remember them besides our daily remembrances. It's also during the Jewish High Holy Days, this period that we're in right now, between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and it is a period of reflection and sort of coming to terms with mortality and, sort of metaphorically, like, will you be remembered in the book of life? And it's something that we contemplate during this period, and it's a passage. So they can be remembered again, actually, during the service, when we remember people, that have passed in the last year.
Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful.
Something you wanted to read.
Yes. Nancy Galland couldn't be here physically, but of course she's here in spirit, and she wanted to share something written to them. So Nancy says, "Dear memory tree, you have grown tall and strong since I last spoke to you. That bright day of September 24th, 2017, when we first dedicated you to the memory of Loukie Lofchie. Although he was there and very much alive, Stan's name, too, was carved into the plaque below your bows, for it was unimaginable to mention one without the other. By small miracles of circumstance, you have the great honor of harboring the ashes of these two extraordinary beings. What remains of their physical presence on this planet, charred into minerals and carbon, will now commingle with microbes, clay, silica, and all the fine ground stuff of life, layered and transformed into life-giving soil. The circle of life and death is made eternal this way. Dear tree, as you consume these ashes, may you grow taller and stronger, and as Loukie and Stan have done, make this a more beautiful and hopeful world as you go. Nancy Galland." Could I also say something about the circle of folks that are here, representing a wider circle in their lives? I just have to honor the family in community. Elena and Don, I don't know how much you were involved with Let Cuba Live, but this was Elena's deep connection with them. They held this profound vision for a world, for Cuba, where an embargo ended and people were able to live and grow strong in freedom. And that work transformed many lives here in the state of Maine, and gave great succor, great support to the people of Cuba. John, you weren't so intensely involved with the politics, but you were such a support for Stan because you were a medical professional, and I'll never forget how when it was clear that Loukie needed to be with hospice, you were the only one who could have held his hand in making that decision and getting her there. And his appreciation and love for you never wavered, has never wavered. So, like, everyone needs a John Schooley who can help them through the complexity of the medical world as we age. And you two, Joanne and Josh, Josh, I know you were faithful. I know he was, the golf was an interrupter in this relationship, but he very much appreciated the trips to, what is it called? I'm thinking Common Ground Fair, but it's the weekly, the farmer's market. The farmer's market where everybody.
Actually, the last year we lost that because of the pandemic.
But prior to that, both
Right.
of you,
Oh,
I mean,
right.
they were so connected to the farmer's market and so connected to every farmer there. So that was a huge gift. But you also, like, you connected him in many ways. You brought him to a Seder. And I'll never forget that Joanne is the one who poked Josh on December 1st of 2020 when he didn't answer the phone to say, go check on him. And that saved him from dying alone on his kitchen floor. And there are many, many others that aren't here in this circle. But this is an example of a community that did its best. All of us have really busy lives, and none of us feel like we did enough. But all of us did our best, and together it was what he needed. And Martin, the photographer, the biggest gift was the consistent Wednesday visits and your ability to keep Loukie connected to her Netherlands family, as well as Stan after Loukie passed. So that faithfulness and that commitment, again, is such a treasure for anyone who's aging, but it was a lifeline for Stan and Loukie. So I think we have to honor our imperfect, inadequate efforts and treasure what we were able to offer.
Okay. Let's see how we can do this.
Why don't I start?
So those are Lookie's ashes
Yes.
and Stan's ashes. So first we're burying, yes, Lookie's ashes are buried now. So we had to take them up.
So
And
we just talk about two.
so there's two deceased in 4 bags. We just gotta split it up into 4
got a
bags
suggestion.
because the ashes
Why don't we
mixed up with soil.
Bury all of Lookie's along that ridge and then bury put stands on top of it, and then we'll all just sort of mix them together.
And that's all, another
Okay.
thing,
Good idea.
markers on all the street, are that similar?
So,
I don't know. We'll have to go.
does someone else want
So
to?
ladies first,
Yeah.
in terms of
Consider later.
Lookie as opposed to.
You wanna do this one?
No, just here for that many, although Stan and I, Stan grew up in the same neighborhood I grew up in.
Oh,
We
in
found
Boston?
out, it was the suburbs, and we didn't
Yeah.
find out that till his last year. Very strange.
Found out a friend of theirs from when they were there many, many years ago, just died 2 weeks.
Is it all right if I put my heart in with it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you click it.
You did some Joanne, right?
Yeah.
So, these are Stan's ashes here. I've got it. Yeah. So, so we're gonna,
This is the whole,
yeah, we're gonna do the whole thing and then not all. Other people can check.
Martin, do you want?
can I ask a question? Is that what's going on over there with all those other trees?
Go ahead.
Was this tree actually planted approximately 5 years old?
It may have been a
Yeah, all right.
tree, small
Alright.
tree, when it was planted for them.
Remind me how many years ago?
Well,
Oh, it says right there.
Louie died in February. Excuse me. It doesn't have,
No, it doesn't say.
it doesn't
I,
say.
Nancy said.
July of 17.
July of 2017.
When was it planted?
No, September 24th, 2017 is when it was dedicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that before Louie died?
No, after.
That was a memorial.
Yep.
Sure is a very straight tree, huh?
It's a nice
Good work,
tree.
guys.
It's an oak. An oak? Yeah, the bark is really an interesting way of identifying a certain kind of oak tree.
I could take over.
All right. So there's, would anyone like to finish pouring these ashes on? All right. And is, do we want to hold back any of the ashes? This is where they. And then, how about this person some on the ground?
first and then the grit? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that's where the chunks of sod will be. Probably, it's going to be really full. Probably want to
Do we need a tool?
Maybe rake a little bit more.
Break all the dirt over it. John Road.
won't bother it.
So I just want to share greetings and love with Matthew and Kiwi, who I hope will have a chance to see this video.
Maybe
miss you.
someday something.
Yes, may COVID be history when we get you here.
Wasn't it Nancy that made the arrangements? Yes. With Mafka.
And Nancy. Yes. Thank you, Nancy.
This is the perfect space.
This is the
Well,
best
yeah.
burial of anyone I know. Nancy, you pulled off a miracle. Thank you. What could be better?
And it's a little bit subversive too. Sometimes when you ask permission, you don't get the answer that you want.
This, yeah, I mean, imagine, I really hope that next
Yeah.
next September, 10,000 people are going to walk by this tree.
Yeah.
And a few of them will know who Loukie and Stan are.
Right.
Even
But all of
fewer
them
will know that they're here.
Even fewer will know they're here. But all of them will feel the spirit of this place in their souls. Bravo, everyone. How do we end, Martin?
Save us a spot. Save us a spot.
You gotta get your own tree. This one's taken. And well used. So yes, we end by by saying that we're leaving. You know, we're leaving this space. The space will be empty with no one here after we leave. But
Carrying the memory of you always.
Yeah.
yeah,
Leaving with gratitude.
we're leaving with gratitude and also with the blessings that we're receiving from Stan and
Huh?
Luke. You know, we're blessed every day by their hearts and souls.
I hope taking it out into the world.
Taking it out into the world.
And we do. Each of us does that.
Amen.
Thank you all for coming.
Thanks for putting it together.
Yeah. Thank Nancy.
Thank you.
I was a tag along on this process, and I'm so grateful.
Process it was, but
It was a process.
good result.